Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Here in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 so far, I have seen so many different comments asking about various different content updates, primarily relating to modes that we'll see within the future, if we're going to see certain things added into the game, and what to expect, long term. And today, we're breaking down a handful of various leaks, content leaks regarding likely future seasonal updates for some multiplayer and some Warzone as well, primarily again in the form of modes, since that seems to be a bit lacking here in MW2 and Warzone 2 so far. Also, some very interesting official information teasing what could be some fun updates, I would say, for Warzone 2 much further down the line. So let's actually start first with that. Recently, Treyarch ended up tweeting out saying that they were hiring a bunch of different positions at the studio. If you wanted to look into it, feel free to do so. They list a ton of different public job descriptions on the Activision website. And curiously enough, if you were to go and search up some of them that are active right now, you'll see that a couple of them actually list that they're looking for a senior level designer working on Warzone as a part of Treyarch. Now, up until this point, from MW 2019, Cold War, Vanguard, and now into MW2, Treyarch really has not done all that much with Warzone specifically. Yes, they made Cold War, but a lot of the Cold War content within Warzone was, led up by Raven. Raven was fully in charge of development with that. Beanox and Toys for Bob have been the ones who have also helped out with making some of the other maps like Rebirth and Fortune's Keep and whatnot. So Treyarch really hasn't had their hands in the Warzone pot, if you will, all that much, at least on a large scale. But according to this job listing, this appears to be changing. If we were to go ahead and look at this job description, this is what it says. Do you want to walk into a space and immediately imagine how it would play in a video game? Do you find yourself thinking of ways to make the space better? How could you improve it and make it a more engaging player experience? So do we. Treyarch is looking for a talented level designer to join our Warzone team. As a senior level designer, you will work on production content for Call of Duty Warzone, Outbreak, and other large map experiences. So this is interesting because of some other information, some leaked information that we actually have from a while back, talking about the future of Warzone once we move on into the next Treyarch title. Now, keep in mind, it's been rumored from a lot of industry insiders that in 2023, we're not going to see that premium title from Treyarch. Modern Warfare 2 is more so going to be a 2-year experience with premium DLC and premium add-ons happening in late 2023. Then in late 2024, that's when the next official full Call of Duty game is going to be released from Treyarch. Whether that's Black Ops 5, it's Black Ops 75, it's just Black Ops, it's something else. I think Gulf War is something that's been talked about as well, according to various leaks. But presumably in the 2024, update year with the next COD game, we're going to see that major update for Warzone. That would be our first full-on extension with that new studio, and Warzone 2 would find itself under the, development from Treyarch, at least in some capacity, with a map here. Again, at least according to this job listing. It also mentions Outbreak, so in theory, this could be returning as well in the next Treyarch game in 2024. They also say other large map experiences, which to me is likely including Ground War, whatever they want to refer to it as in the multiplayer for COD 2024. But also DMZ is a huge aspect of this as well. And I would not be surprised whatsoever if we ended up seeing a new map from Treyarch here. It might even not take until 2024 to potentially see some of this stuff if they are helping, develop certain things here and there for Warzone already, where we have a new Treyarch-led map for Warzone and DMZ and potentially other modes as well as we get closer and closer to that COD 2024 launch. So some very interesting information there sort of being teased by a job listing. I've seen a lot of people asking, what's going on with the future of Warzone maps. We've talked about it a bit recently, but thought that was an interesting thing that you might glance over if you were just reading a description there. And of course, not many people are going to look for job descriptions as to, a place for hints for future COD updates, right? So something to keep an eye on for sure. Now, as we move on into some pretty major content leaks for likely future seasonal updates and hopefully some, very near future Warzone updates, I would say, I just want to remind you guys, if you are new to the channel or if you're part of the 60% of viewers watching who have not already subscribed, this is your one-stop shop for all things going on in COD. Between Warzone, DMZ, MW2, I got you covered with news, updates, class setups, tips, the whole nine. So if you want to always stay up to date with that stuff, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. Also, if you guys enjoy this video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. It would be really appreciated. Let's try and go for 2,500 likes on this one. Now, pre-launch, curiously enough, for Modern Warfare 2, we were seeing major leaks for Warzone, for DMZ, for multiplayer, for Spec Ops, all from Warzone Mobile, funny enough. And within all these leaks, we started to get information on modes, and it certainly seemed like Modern Warfare 2 was going to launch with, a ton of content, like all across the board. Turns out, not so much the case. We have a decent amount of content, obviously tons and tons of weapons to go through and level up, but as far as maps go, as far as modes go, things are a bit lacking there. And through our seasonal update initially with season 1, we didn't see that expand much. I am pre-recording this a few days in advance, but we may be getting a season 1 reloaded reveal later on this week, and that could give us some new information on fully what to expect with the reloaded update. But beyond that, season 2, season 2.5, 3, 3.5, so on and so forth, we don't have any intel there so far, but we do have a lot of different game modes that have leaked, and some of them highly requested and you would think would be pretty basic for COD launches now, but really aren't, at least in recent years. So a few of the initial party games. This is a big mosh pit that I know a lot of players have been asking about. I see a bunch of different comments about this constantly, over on Twitter or on the videos here. So some of these leaked modes stemming from the Ghost of Hope and then also the Ghost of Saba over on Twitter from a bit ago. Gun Game and Infected, both found in the game files and likely are going to be coming to Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer here in the future with a new seasonal update. The big one here that is especially strange is Gunfight, because this was actually leaked in the files as well, but also it was confirmed many months ago, way before MW2 launched and way before we were getting official reveals that Gunfight was going to be a post-launch update likely in season 1. And as I'm recording this right now, no intel on that, but we know Gunfight is going to be returning to Modern Warfare 2, hopefully alongside it all the Gunfight tournaments and everything there as well. But as of right now, that is another future seasonal content update that's still, yet to be talked about officially, even though it was confirmed a long time ago. A few other modes that have been found in the files as well. Cranked, which I would be curious to see how that plays in this game, just because obviously running around like crazy is oftentimes punished with this TTK and the general sort of Sentinel-like gameplay and playstyle that seems to be favored a lot, so that could be interesting. Uplink is personally a mode that I really like that was also found in the files. Drop Zone as well. And then another interesting one that's not currently live in public games, but you can see it in private matches, is Cyber Attack. This is something we had back in MW 2019, also leaked via the game files, but now I think after the season 1 update, it started to appear in private matches. You can see it as a mode, you can select it as a mode, but in public games, you can't search for this. It's not a part of the quick play filters, so presumably that's something that's probably going to be coming here pretty soon, maybe with season 1 reloaded. Again, pre-recorded here, so this could have already actually surfaced, but I'd expect to hear some news on that officially, since it's already partially in the game and readily accessible for anyone who goes into a custom game. Then, of course, all these focused on multiplayer. We shift over to Warzone here, and there's really only one main mode that was leaked from the Ghost of Saba quite some time ago, and that, of course, is Plunder. Every single day, I see you guys commenting, Zach, you hear anything on Plunder? Zach, when's the Plunder update coming? As of right now, we've got no ETA on this. There's been nothing official mentioned about Plunder in Warzone 2. All we got to go off of is the fact that it is leaked via the files. So it's likely going to happen at some point in time. And frankly, Plunder is kind of a staple of Warzone gameplay. I think it's bound to happen at some point or another. I think the thing is here, though, they were worried that perhaps it could potentially overshadow DMZ. So they didn't want to drop it right alongside the launch of Warzone 2 and split the player base with DMZ, because they're both, sort of casual-esque modes where exploration is a big thing and it's not nearly as hardcore, if you will, as Battle Royale gameplay is when it comes to just the general point and direction of what you have to do in games. So I'd expect to hear something about Plunder here soon. Most likely they just didn't want that crossover with DMZ to start things off, so that could be a season 2 update, season 2.5 sometime here in the relatively near future. And actually, the only official mention of Plunder we have, now that I've thought about it, is from the rating of the game. The ESRB rating for Warzone 2 mentions that gameplay will have Plunder-like skirmishes. That's the only official mention of Plunder. So they know it's a core aspect and core element of what Warzone is as an identity factor, so I'd expect it in the future. As of now, though, it is just leaked alongside several other modes. And of course, as we see new updates drop, there's going to be other leaks for other future content as well, with maps and weapons and stuff like that. I try my best to keep you guys up to date with all that, alongside all, of course, the official updates and everything going on there, all the news, best class setups, tips, loadouts, you guys name it. If it has to do with MW2 Warzone 2 or DMZ, you're gonna find it here on the channel right as it comes out. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. That way you can always guarantee you're up to date. And if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. That is gonna wrap things up for this one though. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. And the links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.